Welcome to the Important Questions Podcast, the only podcast that summons the devil when played in reverse. My name is Dave, and I'm here with the Acolytes of Knowledge, Rico, Schmitty, and Scott. How you boys doing?
True.
I'm present and accounted for.
Rico, it is true if you play our podcast in reverse, specifically one episode, specifically at one point, it does summon the devil.
Right on.
Okay.
Cool.
What we do with this show, there's four of us. We each ask one question. It's probably one of the most important questions you've ever heard. We then attempt to answer that question, and then we move on. We also have an intro to get us warmed up. And for those of you who are longtime fans of the show, we just realized that none of us have any content this week for mid-show. So our gift to you this week is a shortened episode without a mid-show. There's still going to be plenty of content. You're not even going to know that we're not there for mid-show. I'll even play a theme song. That way you could act. You'll think there's a mid-show.
Just play all the themes in a row.
Or at once.
Like, your brain just fills it in automatically.
That was a good segment. Goddamn.
I think they talked about something. It was like I heard a mid-show theme, and then it was just laughs, and then it was back to questions.
It's pretty amazing how they managed to fit 4 mid-shows in one segment. They're getting really good.
That one was funnier than usual.
All right, boys. I have a pretty quick intro question this week. I'm hoping it doesn't generate too much discussion because I don't want a 30-minute intro question. However, it's poop related, so you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife,
as long as we would spend pooping.
My wife and I were driving past a construction site that was on the side of a road the other week. And there was a porta potty, as you would have in these construction sites. And, it makes sense. Construction workers have to poop too. And I was just thinking, if you were driving past a construction site with a porta potty and you were in the middle of nowhere and you really had to fucking poop, if you pulled over and decided to use the construction site's porta potty, do you think they would say anything?
I've debated on doing it in the middle of the night before.
When, no one's there?
Yeah, like driving when I did some night shift stuff, and I'd have to be on call and drive all around the city of Chicago. You get back to the burbs, and I'm like, I gotta take a shit. It's just me in the mostly empty highway, and there is a porta potty there. I've debated on it.
What stopped you, and in what emergency would you pull over to that site? And is it only if it was empty, or do you think you would go if it was currently in use?
In that moment,
site, not the toilet.
I was thinking about it just because it was waxing, and I would go through the waxing and waning portions of that poo. So by the time I was like, okay, maybe I can make this work, the feeling went away, so I didn't have to pull over. But during the day, I don't know if I would stop.
I mean, you really have to poo. It's not so much would you. Do you think you would get any comments from the construction people? Or do you think, if you went and pulled over, they, give you a look and you're like, I really got to fucking poo? Do you think they're going to stop you?
I think it depends maybe on who it is. If it's just a regular construction worker, I think they're going to understand.
Yeah.
Well, anybody would understand, right? But if it's maybe the foreman, they might yell at you because it's insurance liability or some shit to have you on their site.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be afraid that and this one goes into the midnight pooping in the porta john, stepping on something or bumping into something and getting hurt on the on site.
You step on a nail like Rico's fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was actually my immediate thought was if I went on the construction site, I know I'm not supposed to be there and I don't have a hard hat, but then I also don't have proper shoes either. So stepping onto the site and immediately getting hurt.
Yeah, and you still have to poop on top of that.
Yeah.
I think they'd stop you just for safety's sake, not for you can't poop here. This is our porta potty.
That being said, the porta potty might be far enough on the edges of the lot that it might be okay. It might not technically be on the work site.
I'd fucking hope so. That would suck. You're trying to take a shit and you're waiting for an I-beam, a steel beam to fall through the top part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they put the porta potties right next to a crane or a bulldozer.
Porta potty's got a hard hat on.
The foreman sees you go into the porta john and be like, hey, make sure you wear a helmet in there.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's all it took, then fuck yeah.
Especially if
Probably
they just
add to
had
the experience.
like a little coat rack with them outside of the porta potty. Like, all right, just put it on.
Make sure you put your hard hat and your high vis vest on before you go take a shit.
Or what if it? I mean, if it is just an insurance liability, what if they just have like waivers standing by? Quick, sign this. Go take your shit.
Just a quick,
Definitely not the first time this has happened, bud.
quick 4
We're
pages
prepared for this situation.
with initials for you to sign before you could take a dump.
Yeah, you just like shit midway through all the documents. Fucking bureaucracy, man.
I'd be super afraid if I was like taking a midnight shit at a construction site. Like I go and open up the porta potty door, and then there's somebody in there already taking a shit.
And they didn't switch the green vacant to the red.
and then I had to
occupied.
yell at them because like you didn't change it to being occupied. What the fuck, man?
Just a voyeuristic shitter.
It's a construction guy reading a newspaper, smoking a
Might be
cigarette.
caught.
I get worried that they're all like high school bullies, and the second I go to take a shit in their porta potty, they're gonna like close the door and spin it around and push it up against like a wall so I can't get out. Tip it over.
They weld the door shut somehow. With plastic.
Well, you
Well,
can melt
plastic
it.
doors.
You can melt it down.
Yeah.
That would suck
Yeah.
so bad.
They close it with all the like a bunch of bungee cables or something.
They just completely abandon whatever project they're working on, and just to fuck with you for a little bit.
This fucking guy's taking a shit. Let's go fuck
Hey,
with him.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody on the entire job site.
Stop what you're fucking doing.
It just gets super fucking quiet. Like they shut all the machines down, and you're just like, it's like something out of a horror movie.
You get out of the porta potty and like a crowd of like 45 burly ass guys are just like staring at you silently, like surrounding the porta potty.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say they were going to start cheering, and
Yeah,
standing
just
there
like the
silently
outside.
sounds so much worse.
They're
They're in like a high five line.
See, and I had the opposite reaction, like almost like when you leave a handicap toilet and then like you see someone with a wheelchair was waiting and you're like, oh fuck. It's like the same reaction where you walk out and you realize you were in the handicap porta potty and there's a construction worker in a wheelchair that was like waiting to get in.
You didn't notice it was a quadruple sized porta potty?
It's just a massive
What the
porta
fuck, man? There's railings.
They're like
and a ramp to get up to it.
Yeah.
standing there like tapping crowbars against their hands because you just used the handicap dude's toilet.
That's Jimmy's porta potty.
Yeah.
You step out of the porta potty and all of them are like heckling you with like, "Do you wash your hands? Make sure you wash your hands, asshole."
Yeah, from a
To
construction
spread
worker.
germs. Yeah, some guy covered it head to toe in like oily mud. He's like, "Hey, we practice hygiene around here."
Dude, my dad worked construction. He was a heavy equipment operator and still does. And that guy, he would come home and wash his hands, and his hands are like still visibly disgusting. I'm like, how fucking long are you gonna live with like oil and shit underneath like your nails and your? It's like it like seeped into his skin somehow. His hands were just always gross.
You
Was
got to
he
use
using
that
the proper soap?
Huh?
You could use that orange basalt soap.
Exactly.
Dude, he
Yeah.
used everything. The lava soap, I think, is what it was. It's got like the
it's like
the
gritty.
the
Mhm.
porous material. I fucking hated that stuff. He
It's-
told me
it's
it
a
worked.
weird
I'm
texture.
like, but your fingertips are still like black, man. What are you doing?
That's just frostbite.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dad, why are you so dirty? Is it because your fingers are dying?
It's because you're freezing.
It's not
Idiot.
dirt. That's just necrotic tissue.
Oh,
Rub
okay.
some dirt on it. It'll be okay.
All right, I'm satisfied. So I think ultimately the answer is no.
Oh,
Probably
maybe.
not. Maybe
I
you could
get-
like,
cool.
if there's a guy like at the edge of the property, be like, "Hey, I got to take a shit real quick. Can I use your toilet?"
I get more stressed out on like where I'm going to park my car because you have to like pull off and like a little designated pull-out lane for them, and that doesn't mean you're going to get back onto the like whatever highway easily because it's usually only made for going one way.
That's true too. Yeah, I
But
don't think
also-
I would either.
You probably also want to be able to ask in different languages, "Can I use your toilet?" Like Spanish and Polish, just to make sure.
Polish is just poopski.
Poopsie, poopsie. So you're like wildly waving your arms.
They run
Dude
over
that
like
only
open up,
speaks English is like what?
or they run over and open up the door for you.
Mhm. He gets visibly distressed because he wants to help.
Shit.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Smitty, what you got this week? You get to start.
All right, we can start on a positive note. My important question, because I was struggling to come
we
up with
did.
one. What are you guys proud of that you've done recently? Let's gas each other up. Let's be a brotherhood of positivity today.
I'm in round 3 of a 3-round interview process for a job promotion, so that's pretty cool.
Fuck yes, baby.
Fuck yes.
Round
And then
3.
hopefully next week when we meet again, I'll have even more better news and not just a depressing update.
You'll be on round 69 of 123.
It just it never stops. It never gets to the offer. It's just all right. I got another one next week. I have
That is
another
the
one
new
next-
job, actually. It's just interviewing.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it sounds really fucking bad.
You're just the guinea pig for the the new interview process.
So you just interview and then take a survey on the interview?
Oh man, and especially if it would suck if they didn't tell you that that's what the job was. They're like, "Oh, you'll hear from us in like a week or two," and they never fucking get back to you.
So you're
Or
like
they
a
sign you up
research
for a-
participant.
It's a new round of interviews. So you have like 15 interviews that are all kind of the same. And if you give like a different answer somewhere, then they like start accosting you at the following interview. But like in interview number 6, you said that this, and interview number 8, you said this. What's up with that?
Well, 2 hours had passed between those interviews, and a lot has changed.
You sound like you're doing like speed dating, but with interviews with the same company. That sounds horrible, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
didn't
but
we have to
but-
do some shit
yeah.
like that similar in like high school or something where they did like mock interviews? Or am I thinking of a school that better prepared their students?
No, we
for
did
the
that.
life? Did we?
I don't remember.
I
mock
think so.
interviewing.
I thought
I remember
Sounds
doing mock
vaguely
interviews.
familiar.
I remember doing like the day where they like you get like a budget and like have to like figure out how much money you're going to spend on shit. But I thought I briefly remember kind of doing some interview thing, or at least I know there's concepts out there where they get like kids that like get interviewed at a bunch of like restaurants and stuff. But
Mhm.
could you imagine just doing that as an adult? Like any job that you would consider, you just have to sit in a room at like one of the hotel what's the big conference rooms, and there's just tables. You just have to do like a full-on interview for like 8 hours.
I would hate that so much.
Yeah.
I would hate everything about that.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Would it be worse to be the interviewer or the interviewee for 8 hours?
Interviewer. I feel like the interviewee can, or wait, no, sorry, other way around. I feel like as the interviewer, you can just kind of shut your brain off. It's just repetitive at that point.
Mhm.
But and as the interviewee, having to answer questions, I'm no good at answering questions, as you all know.
As the interviewer, that would suck though. Like you've got like your third person. Let's say they're actually excited about the opportunity, and you're like just tapping a pen, like I don't fucking know. What are your best strengths or whatever? And like you're like visibly not writing anything down.
Where you're visibly scribbling like a picture of like a frog or something while he's talking.
Drawing a picture of you hanging yourself.
Just drawing little pictures of swords and guns.
I can, Smitty, the guy, just like, I can picture him getting like really into his drawing and just forget that he's even interviewing, just like making ribbit sounds and stuff. like laughingly. Ribbit.
The interviewee thinks he has to answer though.
Ribbit's got a
What
top
the fuck
hat
does that
on.
mean?
So silly.
He's just sweating his chair, going, ribbit, sir.
You're drawing like a little hat on the frog. You're like, I'm gonna call him Mr. Porky.
Yeah.
And the person sitting across is like, excuse me? Did you say something about benefits?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I've been eating pretty well recently and got to like my lowest weight in the last like decade, probably.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So that's cool.
That's
Mhm.
dope.
Started working out again, but slow going. And then this isn't me being proud of myself, but my son is like walking now, which is fucking sweet.
Dude, I saw
yeah.
that. Congrats.
Yes.
It is awesome. He's way ahead of the curve.
2 days ago, he started like twice in like 10 minutes. He stood up on his own, like from the ground without like pulling himself up on something. And then the next day he did it like 30 times
That's
yesterday.
awesome.
And it was the first thing he did this morning. So it's pretty cool.
Isn't
Tomorrow he's
the
gonna be
common
sprinting around the house?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Fucking kill me.
monster.
Yeah. Oh, we're
Not gonna be
so
able to get him
fucked.
back.
You guys
We
have the
will
house
definitely
child proofed?
To an extent.
Like locks on the cabinets and shit?
Not yet.
Like pool noodles all
But-
around like the sharp edges of your furniture?
Not yet on that either.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. It's-
Gates by the
it's-
stairs?
I
What's
didn't
up?
grow up with any of that shit.
There is a gate on the
No,
stairs.
fine.
The most
Yeah.
I grew up with were the little caps on the outlets, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are annoying because even as an adult, they're kind of a pain in the ass to get off.
Yeah, because you can't pry them off with a fork either, and that's like
Yeah,
the perfect tool to pry them off with.
Right. You kind of just like have to hope that you haven't like clipped your nails in a week or something,
Yeah.
so you can get under there.
Then you just have to convince yourself that you don't want to use whatever electronic device that you want to plug in there.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I guess I don't need to use my TV.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with the cap thing? You just like set it off to the side. You're like, this looks, I know there's a place for this, but I'm not going to go find where it belongs.
Yeah. You put it right next to the outlet, so that either your kid can swallow it or you can step on it like a Lego.
So you put it on the windowsill and then forget about it and then look for another cap and then you forget
Yeah.
to look at the windowsill.
Yeah.
So you have to
And by
buy
that
a
point,
whole
it's
new
got
pack
12
of caps.
You run out of
outlet
caps.
on it.
Yeah.
You run out of caps, so you replace it with a fork. Perfect tool.
Yep. It is.
I don't feel like I've accomplished a whole lot. I just moved recently, so that's taken up all of the space in my brain, and
That's an achievement. Moving is a huge pain in the ass.
it was a giant pain in the ass. And then I'm picking up a lot more responsibility at work, but that's just because I'm like no longer necessarily under the new guy umbrella. So that's kind of cool. I've like taken charge of a lot of other things, so I guess it's kind of fun.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Smitty?
As far as like achievements and things, this is my first year teaching that I've got tenure, so that's nice.
Fuck yeah.
Kicks ass.
Not a whole lot comes with that other than like I don't like before you're tenured, you'll get evaluated like every single year, like twice a year, and it's a pain in the ass. Now I don't get evaluated for like 2 more years, so that's pretty
You
nice.
can be like super racist and beat your kids when they act up.
To a degree, yeah.
Perfect.
You can come in without shoes on most days. It's fine.
You can
But
come in a little high.
yeah,
You don't say nothing.
yeah.
Especially on
have
picture day.
a edible cooking. Shut the fuck up, Scott.
I didn't hear you. It's going to be awesome when I hear that on the podcast in a few years.
Have I told the story about that class picture? I don't know.
Yes,
if I
you have.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
The other thing was we realized that our newest dog, he's very well trained. We've kind of sussed out because like you spend enough time with your dogs, you kind of like forget that you are the reason they have the temperament at the moment. If you've had him for a while, and we were making the dog do tricks the other day, and like he was doing them all perfectly and flawlessly, and he was listening really well. And it's like, fuck, we did that. We made him from like this weird half feral rat creature, and now he's fairly domesticated again.
But that makes a lot of sense because I look at my cat and go, "Why are you so fucking stupid?"
Cats aren't stupid; they just don't want to cooperate.
Yeah, she might be a little A, little B.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. Some like small things,
And I know I mentioned on that hobby question a few weeks ago that I was getting into like planted aquariums and whatnot.
Oh yeah, the aquascaping
And
stuff.
in the last like 7-8 days, I finally went ahead and did my aquascape and got that started, and it's fully planted. And there's a snail in there now, so I mean
Nice.
we're getting there.
Damn.
I'm also might have a problem because my wife then wanted to get a stand for the other tank that we had, And then I looked and I was like, oh, stands are $100, but on Facebook Marketplace you could buy a stand and a new aquarium, which is bigger, for $50. So I went and got a Facebook Marketplace buy for a 29-gallon aquarium and a stand. And then I also bought a 3-gallon aquarium that I'm going to do like a natural planted one where it's like filterless, but the plants are the filter. And then you would put like a bunch of shrimp in there. So now I have fucking 3.
That's fucking
Jesus.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I haven't started watching those videos. Because I know
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the same fucking thing where I'll be like, I'm gonna start with nothing and I'm gonna have like 30 of them and no room.
Yeah. We found a really cool shop that does a bunch of scaping. And Scott, I should have took a picture. God damn it. This guy does like custom scapes, and I'm sure he charges thousands of dollars. But the aquarium was like this huge rocky cliff, and the Millennium Falcon was crashed into the side.
That's dope.
And then you saw like a small version of Han like somewhere like climbing down like the cliffs.
That's so
And I was like,
cool.
yeah, that would have been Scott's aquarium right there.
That's enough to make me want to get a fish tank right now, actually.
Star Wars, you say?
You can
Fucking
do
how
that.
much?
You just hear my keyboard just. All right, it'll be here in 2 days. Thanks, Amazon.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know.
Nothing.
Just like start off with some positivity before we just completely
Talk about
talk about poop or get really upset and angry about something.
Yeah.
That's funny because we talked about poop first.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you boys for all the things that you listed. Good job.
Yes.
Same, boys.
Are you satisfied?
I am satisfied. I'm glad we're all at least proud of something.
All right. Scott, what you
Yep.
got this week?
So we alluded to, especially last week, because it was or the last episode. No, that was a bonus episode. We danced around the topic of holidays a little bit, specifically Halloween, and we did just kind of mention a little how much we get into it. But my question is, how much are you guys into holidays? Like, I want to know with your Halloween, like, do you guys get dressed up? How is your experience with trick-or-treaters? Just how into like Thanksgiving and Christmas are you? Like shit like that. I want to know like your traditions and all that good shit.
Halloween, I'll dress up and I'll pass out candy. I try to go with like the costume of least resistance.
Yeah.
So something that I could just like slap over my normal clothes, and then I'll go to like a party wearing that and I'll pass out candy. But we don't really decorate the yard or like put the fake spider webs on anything or shit like that.
Did you guys get a lot of trick-or-treaters?
We surprisingly did, and we found out something this year. We got one trick-or-treater last year, and we were really bummed. Also, our porch light wasn't working last year, and it was like burnt out, so we couldn't turn it on. This year, we replaced it. Obviously, it works, and we had it on the whole night, and we got a lot more. And every trick-or-treater that came to our door, that had parents with them, told us that the street we live on is historically just like a no-go street. Because everyone on my street is fucking old. I live next to a bunch of geriatrics. They all have their lights off. None of them want to participate in Halloween.
Oh, that sucks. So
apparently,
by
no one goes to our
like,
street.
You don't get anybody. That sucks.
Yeah, but they saw that the light was on, so they decided to come in and knock on our door, which was pretty awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Smitty, Rico, how did your trick-or-treating go?
We got a ton of people. Like we live in almost in the heart of like a residential area in the town. And there's lots of sidewalks around, so we just got like tons and tons of kids. Last year we actually ran out of candy. This year we bought like the appropriate amount of candy, which felt good. And we saw a couple of kids that like my wife and I teach, so that was cool. I had like a weird moment. So like Halloween always makes me a little bit nervous, just because drivers are stupid as fuck and don't watch, and like Halloween is the night where the most amount of people get hit by cars, especially kids. So like the day of Halloween we had school, right? So I was like telling every single one of my classes like, hey, fucking watch for drivers because they're stupid. And like I said it like obviously in a much more professional, appropriate way than that, but like my message was still the same of like, be fucking careful as hell. And I told
That
like
was
a
how you
couple
said it.
yeah drivers are fucking idiots. But like I saw some kids like from school that trick-or-treated, and like I told them like, hey, be safe. And like for a moment, I was just like, "Oh, there's Mr. Smitty telling me to be safe. What a fucking loser!" And it was like, it's probably good that somebody's telling these kids to be safe. I don't know.
Yeah. Rico?
We brought my son down to the in-laws this year for Halloween, and he got dressed up as a character from like his favorite book, which was cool. Historically, my wife and I have not been into like Halloween at all. Like we don't really get dressed up. None of our friends really like have parties or anything like that. So, and we don't put decorations up for any like Christmas or whatever, anything really. We're very boring. But generally, I don't know. I just like seeing family and stuff, I guess. We have my parents are divorced, so we have like many places to go for every holiday, which is kind of annoying, but also nice, I guess. We get like a lot of food and
Yeah.
stuff, so it's cool.
Fuck yeah.
I do. Sorry.
No, that's my bad.
Nope, Scott, go ahead, because I'd realized you didn't answer your own question yet.
One of my coworkers, is the one that helped me get this house, and she's like lived in this area for like pretty much all her life. So she goes, "Oh yeah, you live on a busy street." So I bought what I thought was quite a bit of candy. I had like fucking 4 trick-or-treaters.
Oh, that sucks.
And I felt bad because I was like trying to be like not snooty, like I was giving them like a couple pieces, but I didn't want to like completely empty out within like the first hour because I was under this preface that I was gonna have a shit ton of people. So by like the last person, they came and there was still like 40 minutes left of trick or treating, and I was like, if I would have known that was the last kid, I would have dumped the entire basket into their thing. So, and I got like I put on a stupid ass costume, couldn't see through the mask, so I couldn't even see like what the first person was dressed up as, and like within like 20 seconds I was like, yeah, fuck this. So but yeah, I do the same thing as Dave. I don't really like decorate the yard. That's too much effort. It takes up way too much space in your fucking garage. So normally I was like put a bowl out on the porch and put a one per kid kind of sign on it, but
There's a house that I grew up from, like a couple blocks away from, and every single major holiday they have like shit tons of those inflatable decorations. Like not just Halloween, not just like Christmas, but like for Thanksgiving, they'll have something up. They'll have something up for like St. Patty's Day. They just like every relatively major holiday, they have like a whole yard full of shit. And that's got to be like, not only is that like expensive and their electrical bill probably skyrockets whenever they have to have those things up, but just like the amount of space that shit takes up in their garage is got to be immense.
yeah, my boss, we had a retreat gathering at her house, which is fucking huge. And she doesn't decorate the outside, but she's a very big interior decorator. Like her house looks like Joanne Fabric threw up. Like it's got like themed shit everywhere. And she said that she's got totes and totes and totes full for like whether, like you said, like whether it's Halloween time or whether it's just fall or whether it's Christmas. And like she showed us like it's in her crawl space, which basically is a basement, but she's rich, so her crawl space is huge, and it's like it looks like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they have like the boxes all
the archives.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy how much shit she's got.
My mom kind of does that a little bit, like around winter. She's got like specific Christmas stuff and like specific like Halloween stuff, but then she's just got like non-specific like seasonal stuff where it's just like spring or fall or winter. So she'll just like put up little like pumpkins or just like non-Halloween related fall stuff like scarecrows and whatnot, or like just she'll fill the house with like little snowmen trinkets and things. Yeah. But like all of that stuff like takes up so much space. Like I can't imagine having the amount of stuff. Like obviously she's had a lot longer to like accumulate that stuff, but I don't foresee myself or my wife ever do. Like we decorate a little bit for holidays, but not to anywhere close to the same degree.
Yeah. Like if I have to spend an hour up in the attic to go get a box down, I've got too much stuff.
My wife really likes to decorate for Christmas, and I'd be in the same boat where I don't put up nearly the same amount of decor if she wasn't into it. But I'm really happy that she's into it because I'd be lying if I said I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Like Christmas trees are fucking cozy, especially when it gets dark early, but you still have like the illumination of the lights and shit. My parents used to do the full setup of like the Christmas village, with like a train that runs around the village, and they had this little string light of like red and green Hershey's Kisses, which I found on eBay. It's straight out of the 90s. They don't make them anymore, so I'm going to pay an obscene amount for those same lights because they're nostalgic.
Yeah. I had the same ones that were M&Ms.
Yeah. So there's some nostalgia around like decorating for Christmas that I enjoy. And I think I mentioned on a previous podcast that we kind of just have like a lot of fall decor, just general like earth tones and pumpkins and leafy things. So we'll typically put that stuff out around fall, and it makes the house look real nice.
I think that's a good point that you make, because I totally get into decorating for Christmas, like putting up the tree and making sure that shit looks nice and, like you said, nice and cozy. But it's just me, and I'm not worth the effort for that kind of stuff. Like I remember the first time.
Yes, you are.
No,
yes,
I'm not.
you fucking are, Scott.
I moved when I moved out on my own.
You are worth the effort for yourself, Scott.
I remember the first year I moved out on my own. I had a tree, drug it out, put it all up, spent money on getting like nice matching ornaments and lights and stuff. And I was like, this looks nice. And then it was up for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's just me. I don't care anymore. So I just don't do it.
The Christmas tree is like the one thing that we do. My wife and I.
Well, now you have a new reason to do it. You with the kiddo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you got to build those traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smitty, what do you guys do for Christmas?
We do the tree. We do a little bit of like light decoration around the house. I can't remember if it was here or at a previous apartment where my wife and I made like a paper chain that we would like cover the ceiling with for Christmas. Just like little stuff like that. Because like, we're not wealthy, so a lot of the stuff like decorations and stuff we like to make our own. Yeah, which is like a nice like activity to do anyway. Like I get why people would like string up popcorn or make like paper chains and stuff, because it's like a time intensive like activity that you can do with other people.
Yeah.
And like that's fun. That's like because we'll turn on like a Christmas movie or something and like have hot chocolate and turn it into like a big thing. Like a lot of like the really traditional white Midwesterner sort of Christmas stuff, like we're generally on board with it, other than like decorating the outside of the house. Like we'll put up a wreath, but we don't like do anything else because one, like that shit is expensive and we don't want to dedicate the space to storing it. But also like I think a lot of like this stuff is like nice to look at, but on my property I'd be like, that's gaudy as fuck. I don't want to have that on the property.
Yeah. What's your sorry, Dave. I did it again.
Oh, I just said yeah.
Oh. It looks like you were gonna say more. What's your boys' go-to Christmas movie?
Fuck.
I'm gonna be that guy.
You're gonna say Die Hard?
It's Elf.
Elf's good.
All right.
Elf's good.
Love me some Elf.
Christmas Vacation by far.
Okay. Love it.
That's a good choice.
Love it.
That's a good one. I've not seen any other Lampoon's Vacation movies actually. For like the longest time, I didn't know there were other ones.
They're not as good. Personal opinion.
Yeah, they're not as good. They're good, I feel like, but it's been a long time since I've seen them. Like European Vacation, and then one other one where they go to Walmart or something.
It's like Summer Vacation too, or whatever.
Yeah. Walmart Vacation.
We go the traditional with like, what's the Frank Capra one with Jimmy Stewart? It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah, we do that one every year. And cry a little bit during that one.
It's just called Vacation.
Is it just called Vacation?
I was gonna say I thought it was just Vacation.
This is like a completely non-traditional one. When my wife and I first started dating, we didn't own a lot of DVDs. Over like one of the Christmas holidays, one of us moved, and we didn't have. Well, I don't know if we moved at the time, but at one point, like we didn't have internet, and we were like looking for movies to watch, and one of the movies we owned was Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nice.
So we watched that around Christmas time. So like that has become kind of a Christmas movie for us just because of
That's really
necessity
cool.
to turn something on. Yeah.
I got to go with Home Alone and
That's a good one.
the classic claymation shows with like Rudolph and
Oh
whatever
yeah.
other
Oh,
fucking
the
movie
Rankin
was.
Bass stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. The classic claymations.
Last year, I realized. Well, I think I realized this before, but really kind of came to me last year. I've seen A Christmas Story, meaning like I physically have locked eyes with The Christmas Story many, many times, but I've never actually watched it in my entire life. But it's always just seems to be on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I cannot tell you the actual plot of that movie.
Have you still not seen it?
You put your eye
Never
out,
seen it.
kid.
And I've never actually sat down and watched it.
It's good. It's worth seeing. It's very cozy. Like that's one of the movies we watch every year too. There was a point in time where like I literally watched it every single year for like 25 years, I think. Like never missed a year.
And I think that's like a lot of people's traditions because again, it always seems to be on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have like
I
the
think
24-hour marathons of that shit.
Yeah, I think TBS does that, or one of the other stations, or they used to. I don't know if they still do, but
Do you guys do like big traditions with your family? Because we stopped doing like we got a big family on one side, on my mom's side. So we stopped doing like presents for everybody, and we just ended up doing like a Secret Santa thing, but we don't make it a big deal. Instead, we like to play games. So like we'll do we'll wrap up like 2 cheap presents that are like $20, like whether it's like a gift card or like a fidget spinner or something stupid, and we'll wrap it in like 6 boxes.
oh yeah,
and then
fun.
You do
That's a
the
lot of
game
fun.
where you have to put on oven mitts, and then you stand around the table and have to roll the doubles on the dice, and we do that. Especially with my we'll get my grandparents in on it. It's funny as shit.
We do the same thing except with a giant saran wrap ball.
Yeah,
that rocks.
yeah. We had to
Try to introduce those.
we had to put rules in because eventually we all realized that we couldn't rip it with the gloves, so we just started beating the shit out of the boxes. And we're like, loophole. So
Can't do that.
No,
with
it was a
saran
coffee
wrap,
mug. It was a
Scott.
coffee mug.
it was straight out glass pieces.
It's like a nice beer glass, and it's just turned to powder on the inside.
Oh, that's awesome.
We since we moved into a new house last summer, 2 summers ago, like last Christmas we hosted, and it was really, really nice. Like we don't have a big house, but like it's big enough that you could host it, like I don't know, like 15 people pretty comfortably. And we didn't have that many people. It was like maybe like 7 people, and we just kind of collected in the living room, and that's what we turned into the dining room, and we had like a fireplace going on the TV and just kind of hung out for a couple hours
That's awesome.
around dinner. It was really cozy. Doing those sorts of stuff, like my wife and I incorporate new traditions and things into Christmas because like she didn't have a whole lot of traditions for Christmas growing up. So yeah, that sort of stuff. And like we don't really buy gifts and things for like the grandparents or like my parents or anybody. We usually just do like really small stuff because like big gifts and stuff are for like the little cousins or like the grandkids and stuff.
Yeah.
It's usually
Yeah.
just like money or gift cards for everybody else, and that's fine. Like
We-
I'm beyond the age to need to have like a gift for like a Christmas get together. You know?
Yeah.
We went the Secret Santa route too. Scott, do you use that Elfster website with your family?
We do, and it's great when my family fucking reads it.
Oh yeah, my family actually does, so that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What is this? Elfster?
It's like a wish list website. You use it for Secret Santas, so it like randomizes the names. It picks your Secret Santa, and then you could also see their wish list. And you usually give them like a budget. Like this year, Secret Santa is $50 or less, and they'll only put gifts on there that are like $50 or less, and then you buy something off their wish list.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually favorite that website because that would be super helpful.
It's a great website for all of your needs for Secret Santa this Christmas. All of your shopping, and yeah,
That's
We,
elfster.com.
We're gonna
Elfster.com.
That's a fucking plug and a half right there. We should add them and be like, give us money. We've done that in our family the past couple of years, and I love my mom, but she's like the kind of person that talks about being on like financial hard times, but then doesn't do anything to correct it. So like around Christmas time, I'm like, hey, I think somebody else got me for Secret Santa, so I asked for a book and like a baseball hat. I'm like, each of these things are like $10. And then my mom would like look at the list and see that was what I was wishing for, but that was the only item that I put on the list for the Secret Santa. So my Secret Santa person got that item for me. My mom's like, look, I got you the same book. And I'm like, yeah, why did you fucking do that?
Yeah, that's the whole point for the Secret Santa.
Yeah, I was like, it was intentionally there to make it easier for you, and you just jump through the hoops to make it more difficult. What are you doing?
Do you have somebody in your family, and this goes for anybody, but like, do you guys have somebody in your family who's like really good at giving gifts, and then somebody who just dumpsters it every time?
My wife's dad. Fucking awesome.
The way you said it, I was like, does that mean he dumpsters it?
No, they fucking go all out. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
No one
need
really
much.
dumpsters
Just
it.
like Smitty said, I think my thing is like I'd rather have time with those people or something small or like a consumable or something. And then again, to take this back to my mom, like there's one year I was like, I know that you're not doing good with money. And I was like, and I don't need anything. I was like, so just this book or this vinyl album. She goes, hey, we got you the super nice shop vac. And then I got you a quesadilla maker. I'm like, I don't have fucking space for either of these two things.
I make quesadillas all the time. How did you know?
And then I clean it up with my brand new shop vac.
I feel like I'm the person who like dumpsters it on gifts most years. I'm not good at giving gifts. And I'm definitely in the realm of like I'd much rather spend time with people than get a gift. But like if it's anything beyond a gift card, I get super insecure about whatever it is I either made or bought. So I'm probably just projecting some of that insecurity at the moment and be like, I probably give bad gifts. And they're probably fine. I've never gotten any complaints. Also, who's going to complain to me about the thing that I gave them though, right? So
whoever said that gift cards are a shitty gift is a piece of shit, because I think that's a fucking awesome idea. I don't think that's lazy.
No, they're fine. They're fine.
That's taking the burden off your family member, and you get shit that you actually want.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking awesome.
Agreed. Nobody like really stands out in my family as being really good or really bad, honestly. I feel like I often get my dad things that I think he would really want or like think are, is cool. Like he's a pretty good cook, so I got him a sous vide cooker, and he used it once and hasn't touched it since. And he said that he made steak with it, I think, and he said it was good. But I'm borrowing it now, so
there you go.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
My great aunt used to give out like we'd go over to her house for Christmas, and she's like, here's an orange. I'm like, fucking what? I'm like 7, dude. Give me something.
You said you wanted consumables.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but not as a 7-year-old. She wouldn't even give you like the little like what's the off-brand Crunch bar, like the Mr. Crisp or whatever, like the little, remember like the little tiny ones that comes in like the variety pack. It's got like,
Oh, you mean Crackle?
that's what it was. She would have those in a bowl. I'm like, you couldn't even give me those. I got like a rotten orange you got from a food pantry.
Dude, Crackles kick ass, man.
Yeah, they do.
That's Hershey's answer to the Crunch bar.
Yeah, but instead I got a fucking orange from a food pantry that was like kind of gross.
Dude, I fucking love those little chocolates. God damn. Like Mr. Good bars too always came in those.
Yeah.
Oh
Those
yeah,
things
hell
kick
yeah.
so much ass.
Yeah. I'm pretty fucking satisfied.
Hell yeah. Oh,
So
I guess we're doing my questions because Rico's gone. But first, as promised, the mid-show themes.
Is it fun or is it dumb?
Ask the fucking boys.
All right. Happy mid-show, gentlemen.
Is it funny or dumb rant? Ask the fucking boys. Let's go.
Yep. All right. So, Rico, I'm really interested in this question since you're no longer here. Boys, if you want, you can go to your, I'll send the link in chat.
Rico's kid probably got up and
Awaiting
started getting
link
into
in
trouble.
chat.
It's the menu for the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I have enough Wi-Fi for this.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing I got my
computer.
It's a good thing I got my
long.
computer hooked up to a 47-inch TV, so now I can fit it on like 6 pages.
All right, I
Boys.
open up the menu, and the scroll bar on the side is very small.
It is very small.
Mine
There's a lot of stuff here.
unironically took forever to load the menu.
Some of the pictures are still loading for me.
Holy shit!
These are high quality pictures.
Oh my god, that scroll bar! I can't see that thing.
It's tiny, right?
How is it?
Big ass menu.
First and foremost, Cheesecake Factory slaps so goddamn hard.
It does.
I don't care if it's like the equivalent of like Chili's or Applebee's to some people. First of all, it's like double the price of those places, so it's fancy in my book. And Cheesecake Factory
Caucasian as
kicks
fuck.
fucking ass. I don't care. Love it.
I've been there
Rico-
one time, and I didn't even eat there. It was my wife and I sat there. We were seated for 20 minutes before a waitress came over to us, and then we're like, let's just go to IHOP instead. And so we did, and we were fed within like 15 minutes of being there.
And you had a menu that was just front and half a page on the back.
Yeah, it was just
Less
a piece
to
of
think
paper.
about. Rico, please click the link in chat to thecheesecakefactory.com/menu.
I did do.
Yeah,
Okay.
my computer's smoking.
Boys, here's my question this week. You are looking at a menu of Cheesecake Factory. For each item, one of the words is in quotations. Which word concerns you the most? So, for example, the first item that I see is avocado tacos. One of those words is now in quotations. Which word concerns you?
Uh,
Is it avocado tacos? Or is it avocado tacos?
Wait, is it actually in quotes on there? Because I'm not going to control F to search for that. Because
No, it's not. I'm saying
Well-
like you go to this hypothetical Cheesecake Factory and eat for each item that they have on the menu, one word of the item is
Okay.
now in quotations.
I get what
which
you-
word concerns you the hardest.
I get what you mean, but there's unironically the word tortilla in the avocado tacos is in quotes, but then also under street corn the word ribs. So I was like, wait a minute, am I supposed to just be making this shit up?
Yes, make it up. But for the ones, I mean, good on them for the ones like the crab wontons. The crab rangoon is in quotes as well.
Oh god.
yeah, what does that mean?
Street corn. Is one.
I think I'm mostly also thrown off by the asterisk that's on the end of some of these because it doesn't specify what that's there for.
I think it's for their skinny licious menu, Scott.
Oh god.
All right, boys.
House-made
Avocado.
meatballs. Either of those words being in quotes, I think.
Okay. Is house made or meatballs? Which word concerns you most if you see it in quotes?
Fucking meatballs.
Yeah, I think meatballs, or maybe just meat. House-made meat.
Actually, if it
balls.
said meat, but then it said balls, my.
I think balls is a little bit more because like nowadays
argue
in like
that it's like-
in the age of fake meat, like the word meat being in quotes, I'm just like, oh, they probably used like a soy protein or a pea protein.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose.
But like if the word balls is in quotes, I'm like, what?
They're going to
what's
argue that
not a
they're
ball?
like a little bit more like ovoid than normal. Like they're just not actual spheres.
Yeah, we can't legally call these balls. They're more egg shaped.
They're meats like cuboids.
They're meat
Tossed in
tetrahedrons.
tossed green salad.
Meat tetrahedrons. That's awesome.
We don't actually toss the salad, Rico.
Yeah.
It was thrown.
Tossed salad.
I'm going with the French dip cheeseburger, and it's the French dip cheeseburger.
I don't know. I
It's
think
actually like Georgian dip cheeseburger or something.
I think the word dipped in quotes as well.
French
Chinese.
dip. If you put
The
Chinese in
Chinese
quotes, that sounds
salad.
weirdly racist.
Yeah, it does. More than French, though.
Yeah.
There's a steak called the petite filet. Maybe if the word petite was in quotes, I'd be like, what is that supposed to mean?
It's actually
Orange
huge.
chicken.
Orange.
it's red. Sorry.
Pepperoni flatbread pizza. Which word?
Pizza.
I don't know. That one's not like too alarm. Why? What
No.
the glam burgers is a thing? That's not even in quotes, and I
I
feel
hate
weird
the
about
name
it.
of that. Glam burgers.
Yeah, that's
Fuck off.
Have you guys heard of the cheese curd burger from Culver's?
yes.
No, but that
That
sounds
sounds fucking
decadent.
amazing.
That's
What would
Yeah.
you call it? What would you call that
A
if you
choking
didn't know
hazard?
the name of it?
A
Cheese curd
choking
burger.
hazard.
Yeah.
Cheese
A
curd
choking
burger.
hazard.
Yeah.
They call it the curder burger.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Any word that's that close to turd needs to be edited a little bit.
There's one called shrimp with angel hair. I think shrimp.
With
I think angel or no hair.
Angel
Shrimp with
hair.
angel hair.
there's one called a bacon cheeseburger. If they just put quotes around one of the bacons, I would immediately. I'd be like,
Shepherd's pie.
Oh man.
It's the shit of a shepherd.
See, and one of their burgers is a veggie burger, so like meat in quotes doesn't concern me, but the word veggie in quotes would concern me. Veggie burger.
going back to
Fuck is
the
in my
with
burger?
stuff, fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp or with.
Or the club, the word the
club.
the club.
There's actually multiple types of clubs. It's just a club technically.
Jamaican black pepper shrimp, but black is in quotes.
It's because they took white pepper and sprayed it black.
Oh Jesus!
They can't legally call it black pepper.
There's a chicken parm pizza style, and pizza style is already in quotes. I want to put another quotes around pizza style, so there's two quotes around it. just
Classic double
just to
nested quote.
obfuscate it even further.
Shrimp scampi and steak Diane. I don't know what Diane. I don't know what that is already, but you put that in quotes. It's making me a little bit more.
Yeah, who the fuck is Sheila? There's like multiple Sheilas something on this thing.
Chicken Madeira and steak Diane. It sounds like I'm on a date with like two like princesses of, I don't know, some kind of like the meat industry. It's fucking weird.
Sheila's chicken, and Sheila doesn't actually exist.
How about 4 cheese pasta? The word "for."
I feel like they're getting one over on me. Famous factory meatloaf. Factory would be good.
Factory.
Yeah,
Already,
Factory is not
actually
a-
sweatshop.
yeah,
Famous
factory
sweatshop meatloaf.
They keep name dropping people like Diane and fucking Sheila. There's also Evelyn's favorite pasta, and I don't know if I should give a shit.
Actually, I really enjoy Evelyn's company. That's probably really good pasta. If you shoot down
Evelyn always had poor taste.
if you shoot down to the kids menu, everything just says kids blank blank blank. So if you do kids pasta with Alfredo sauce but put kids in quotes, like what?
Man, for what it's worth, even though the menu is a fucking novel, I would eat here. I would definitely eat here.
Almost all of this.
Goddamn right, dude.
Dude,
This all of this looks fucking awesome.
They got breakfast too. I didn't know that. I've never made it so far through a Cheesecake Factory menu to know that they have breakfast.
I've never woken up and wanted to drive to Cheesecake Factory.
You leave after eating a plate full of eggs and like sourdough toast. You're like, you want some cheesecake, you fat fuck? You wash down your breakfast.
It's a breakfast cheesecake. It's
Yeah.
just like topped with eggs and bacon.
It's just got maple and bacon crumbles on it. That sounds so rich and disgusting.
If you go down to the whole cheesecakes, all of them are 10-inch. So just put quotes around anything after the 10-inch. 10-inch celebration cheesecake.
Here you go. Go down to
Celebration.
ice cream.
It can be eaten in other events as well, like funerals.
Just above that, Rico, there's just a bowl of vanilla ice cream. But what if bowl was in quotes?
If you go to their side dishes, one of the items you could order as a side is just broccoli.
So if they put it in quotes, what the fuck does that mean? Like you're gonna get like a couple
Exactly.
pieces of cauliflower or some broccolini in there? Send it back.
To me, it's like something happened in the lifetime of this menu to where they can't legally call it broccoli anymore.
It's just asparagus in the shape of broccoli.
Or it's just it's too genetically different from broccoli.
It's actually horse broccoli.
Yeah.
It's horse meat.
I would personally like to get a for a drink to order. I would love the passion mint fizz.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
want
tropical ginger cooler.
I want a quote giant Belgian waffle.
What the fuck is this factory? Why do they keep throwing the word factory in there?
It's the Cheesecake Factory.
Factory.
I'd like the coconut
Is it really,
cream pie cheesecake.
I asked that in just straight up sincerity, and I feel so fucking stupid once you said that because I forgot that was even in the name of the restaurant. I'm like, factory is so off-putting.
Yeah, factory is not a like gastronomical word at all.
No, it sounds like it's dirty and grimy and made with like the lowest fucking quality.
It's made
Would you
by,
always
like,
go to the?
Vietnamese children or something.
I'm talking specifically about the quote unquote factory peach Bellini drink.
Would you guys go to the Cheesecake Lounge?
Oh yeah,
It sounds like I
fucking
couldn't
hell
afford
yeah.
it. I bet I wouldn't be able to get in. They'd be like,
I'd
"You're
have
a
a
dude,
cheesecake and a cigar.
Yeah.
Just sit
Yeah.
around.
You have to wear a smoking jacket or a sports jacket in there.
Yeah,
It's an 80 page menu of all the cigars you could order.
It's either 80 pages for the menu or it's one little leaflet
yeah, with like
with
three
two
things.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cheesecake Lounge sounds awesome. I'm just looking
All right.
at this menu though. It's pretty like, even though it is comprehensive and long as fuck, I would definitely eat like 85 to 90% of this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
eat
God,
breakfast
yeah.
yet, and I'm getting very hungry.
I've only been there probably like 3 times in my life. I feel like I always get their Asian food, like their orange chicken or like their Thai chicken or some shit.
I've only been there once. Pretty sure I got like some kind of fucking gumbo or something that I can't find on here anymore. Maybe it's a jambalaya.
You mean
Damn.
jambalaya?
I do mean jambalaya.
Love jambalaya.
Don't you
I've
mean
never had bad jambalaya.
jambalaya?
Yeah.
Had some jambalaya last week, a couple days ago.
All right, I'm satisfied. Thanks for taking this journey with me down the Cheesecake Factory menu,
As
boys.
soon as I close the menu tab, your face is just rendered out of 8-bit into 4K.
All right, Rico,
Taking up all that
crap us
RAM.
off, buddy.
All right. So I often find myself like coming into a new
Woman.
yes.
Nice.
That's my question. Like a fad, I guess, or like I see things that pop off and I'm like, it's just a fad. It's not, it's not that exciting or whatever.
Mhm.
But then like later I'll try it and be like, damn, I wish I would have gotten in on this on the ground floor. This is actually fun, or like whatever. So what are some things like that for you? Some things that you thought were maybe lame, just not interested in until you tried it, or it took you way too long to discover? And I have
Bro.
two. Yeah.
God damn it.
What?
No, it's fucking Bitcoin, man. Someone told me in 2011 to buy Bitcoin.
Dude, my cousin had a hard drive with like a bunch of Bitcoin on it and he lost it. Like
Oh,
he had
shit.
it way back in the day before
That
it was a
sucks.
thing. Yeah. My two examples are Wordle, which I never got into. And then some of my buddies recently said that they were into it. So I picked up on it and we've been like sending our Wordle and like other games to each other like every day for probably like 5 months now. And Honeycrisp apples. I just had one for the first time like,
Fuck yes.
within
What?
the past few weeks. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is like the best apple.
Bro, I've
You
even
just tried
of
one?
those.
Yeah. They're really good.
Those are the best apple, bro.
They
I thought they were like
also have
created
like
in a lab or something.
They
like,
were. by like Stanford or something.
Yeah, they're like crossbred or something to be like the best apple.
Yeah, to
Mhm.
be like sweeter but also crispier, and they had like a patent on it up until 2008 or something.
That's
So
like
they're
a pinnacle of human achievement right there. The Honey
Yeah.
Crisp apple. For real. I say
Yeah.
that unironically. It is a good goddamn apple.
I like how a lot of people are like, we don't like genetic engineering. We don't like this Honeycrisp apples. Oh, fuck yes. Fuck it.
Like Rico, I don't understand. Like
Uh.
you not getting in on the ground floor of Honeycrisp apples does not change the fact that you can now enjoy Honeycrisp apples.
No, same with Wordle. But like, I don't know.
But Wordle is like it's gotten a little bit more pretentious and douchey. I think.
Mm.
I don't know.
The only recent example I could think of was when Game of Thrones was huge. I didn't get into it until it was like season 7. So when people started talking about it at work, I had to like binge the fuck out of it. And then I was finally part of the conversation and got in with enough time to get super disappointed with that finale.
That's the thing, yeah. For like TV shows and video games and stuff, I'm always like a couple years behind or something, and then I'm just not part of the conversation anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I miss the zeitgeist.
I have that problem all the time with like just classic movies in general because I'll see a movie that was like a big deal in like 1993, and then it's like, who am I going to talk to about fucking the movie Seven? You know, nobody wants to talk to me about the movie Seven.
Dude, I'll talk to you about movie 7. That movie rocks.
Because like all anybody would want to talk about that or like the usual suspect is Kevin Spacey. It's like, no, I want to talk about the actual movie, not the sex rapist.
Can't find somebody to talk to me about the live action Rocky and Bullwinkle movie. It's fucking bullshit.
This is probably one of them that I should have asked you guys to think about beforehand, but whatever.
I don't normally care too much about what like everybody else does or thinks. Not to go all hipster. I just don't give a shit. So I can't think
Yeah.
of too many examples like currently.
There's a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. You guys familiar with that band?
I'm familiar with them.
Yeah.
I've listened to them very briefly, and I think if I actually tried to listen to them more, I'd probably really like them.
Same.
So that's
exactly my experience with them.
yeah. So the songs that I have by them are really good, but this is like I don't know how they do it, but they manage to push out like several albums every single fucking year, and they've been around for like 10 years. So at this point, if I want to catch up on their discography, I need to listen to like 30, 40 plus albums.
Jesus.
It's like I just don't have the kind of commitment to want to listen to that many albums by the same band.
I have a
That is
feeling
a lot. Holy
for
hell.
a lot of people, and I know a lot of people's takes on this, like some of the Marvel stuff is kind of similar now. Like the tapestry of like the movies being kind of connected was kind of cool, but now there's just so fucking much. It's like I don't want to have to pay attention to all this shit. So I can understand how that's probably pretty common for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking satisfied.
Yeah. I tried to do
I'm
that with stocks. I wasn't
Yeah.
getting into like some of the hard like crypto stuff, but with the stock market, I was like, well, if I get it on the ground floor with some of these like cannabis companies, if it ever gets
Mhm.
federally legalized, or fucking Portillo's, the Illinois specialty, once they said that they are going public, I was like, I'm fucking buying a bunch of that shit. And
They're still in talks about that, Scott. Hold tight to that Portillo stock.
Oh, I'm not selling it because it's dropped like $4 since I bought it about 2.5 years ago. But that one day it's gonna be my cash cow. It's gonna be what saves me.
Well, there was one time that Rico offered me financial advice, and he told me this is sound financial advice. This is real financial advice. Buy Zomedica. He said it's guaranteed. My friends told me guaranteed $3.
My friend.
And I was like, fuck yeah. It was like 30 cents at the time. So I went all in on fucking Zomedica, and it made it up to $2.32. And my return was fucking huge. And I was just like, I'm just going to keep holding because Rico said $3. And now Zomedica's worth like 15 cents. Rico.
I would have gotten out at 2:30.
Rico guaranteed me $3.
Rico's like, I'm satisfied. He's like trying
I
to
was
back out.
satisfied.
What other financial advice have you given me, Rico?
Yeah. What are your friends saying?
Dogecoin.
You sure you want to take a financial advice from a guy who uses DraftKings?
I didn't know at the time that he would be using DraftKings in the future.
I haven't been on that in a while, so I was just looking at my stocks the other day, and I was happy to see that I've been up 5% this week, and then I looked at year to date, and I'm still down 5% total.
That's like fucking. I still use Robinhood despite all the shit
Yeah.
that happened because I don't
Same.
know what else to do because
Yeah.
I'm not in the know. And it's the same thing. Like it defaults to like your last week, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, that looks pretty nice. And then I look at like my return overall, like in the individual stocks.
Yeah.
It's like Zomedica. Again, I'm going to bring them up.
Yeah.
It's like total return down 63%. It's like, oh,
Rico's
All right.
financial, in quotes, advice.
advice.
If you want some actual, and I put actual in quotes, actual financial advice, go to an actual financial firm and talk to somebody who knows what they're doing.
They don't know that
Bullshit.
shit either, bro.
Has it-
Yeah, they actually do.
I picture
know
like
the
they're
meme.
just a bunch of goddamn Jim Cramers just in an office building.
Okay, that's not actually true. So, like, I know that's the meme, and I know that's the general belief, but like financial people, because like my dad works in like he's like a financial, I don't know, planner, advisor, something like that. He like has to take like a bunch of tests and stuff to get that sort of like licensure, and like he actually has to like research stocks and things before he can like add them into his repertoire of what he pitches to people and whatnot. So it's not just like these guys are just rolling the dice on stuff. They actually do research. If they're good, yes, they'll do research. So like if you actually want to like save for retirement or something, fucking talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Go to
So
an
what's your dad
actual
buying these
financial
days?
firm.
Yeah, I'm just
I
gonna put all my life savings in
Here-
options.
Here's the thing. I have an IRA. I've got like a 403b. I've got like some stocks and like some packages and stuff. I let the financial people that I hired to do that, which is like my dad's company, which like they get their payout from the fucking stocks that I own. I don't have a lot. I'm not wealthy, but like they handle that stuff and like I just leave it and I don't touch it for like 40 years. Like I'm
What's
not
your
a
dad
day
buying these
trader.
days? What's your
I
dad
don't know
buying
what
these
he's
days,
buying.
Smitty?
I don't know.
Can-
I'm
can
not
you-
in the
can you
know.
ask him? Can you ask him what he's buying these days?
Hey, Dad, can you do some insider trading for me, please?
It's not
Hell
for
yeah,
me, it's
dude.
for a
I've
friend.
been
The rich
I've been
do it.
doing the
Can be a little bit.
Warren Buffett pick some stuff that you believe is going to go up in the future and just put stuff into that every month, like dollar cost averaging. That's been going all right. I'm doing like renewable energy, and I think I have like a weed thing in case it goes legal federally or whatever. Shit like that.
I know
It's going
one of the
okay.
ones I own is Walgreens, and I've owned them for like probably like 15 years at this point. And it's just been like a lot of companies are seeking like quick growth all the time. Walgreens is one of those
Mhm.
companies that is like very set on just like very gradual increase. So that's why they've been around for like God knows how long.
I honestly don't think I've ever stepped foot in a Walgreens and think this place is moving forward.
They're not moving backwards.
Yeah,
According to
guess.
their stock, they're not. So
I just think
Whatever.
about like
Yeah.
what their stores like. Their brick and mortar. I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to buy stock in this place, but that's it's totally different.
I want you guys to know that thanks to I forget what the word is, but you get money every now and then of just additional buying power from your stocks.
Dividends.
Dividends, yeah.
dividends.
I now have 69 cents in buying power, boys.
Fuck yeah,
Fuck yeah.
buy
Nice.
some Zomedica or whatever it was.
I'm up 8% in the past month, and I'm down 7% in the past 3. Fuck yeah.
Love it.
You should invest all of that into some sort of shit coin. Garlic
More
coin.
Doge, got it.
Garlic coin.
God damn, dude. My fucking stocks are such a fucking goddamn mess.
That's about all I got, Rico. I
I'm
ain't got
satisfied.
shit, man.
I'm really
Yeah, I'm-
satisfied.
I'm glad that Smitty started on that positive question so we could end on Rico's negative question.
Seriously, go to like if you want to do well in the stock market, go hire somebody who knows what they're doing.
All right, I'm calling your dad. That's what I'm going to do.
Real talk. I can put you in touch with him. He's always looking for new clients.
Real talk. That's probably not a bad idea. I've been looking at opening a money market account, but this isn't funny.
Because can he be a guest next week? We have
Yes, bring your dad
Mr.
out as a
Smitty
guest.
Senior on the show.
Smitty Senior.
Yeah.
And it's like under the guise of like financial talk. And it's like, Smitty Senior, how have your shits been recently?
They've been up, up, up. Year to date,
That's
more
funny.
shits.
My poop line has always been going up.
Exponential
Shitting
growth.
more
I need
every
to.
day.
I need to poop more this year than I did last year. Every year until I die.
What's the
The year
dividends?
I
from
die,
poop?
I need to be shitting 24/7.
Good news.
Just
The
the
year you
whole-
die, you probably will be shitting 24/7. That's what happens when your body dies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you just shit constantly.
Yeah, never ending. Poop soup.
If you like what you hear, leave us a rating or a review on your podcast directory of choice. And I've been looking through some of those podcast directories these days. I see your 5 stars on Spotify, on Apple, all those things. Literally 5 stars on all of them. Pretty good.
Hell yeah.
That should
Cool.
excite you boys.
Cool.
That should excite you boys a lot.
algorithm
Send us
loves
your
that.
questions. Voicemail or text your questions 708-433-9153. I don't know if you're going to because you didn't do it when I offered a free bonus episode. So why are you going to do it now? Bo wrote in. Bo, you already paid for the bonus content though, so I don't know what to do for you. I mean, I appreciate you. I really do. I want to talk about your question about mashed potatoes when we have our listener episode. But that'll be for another day. Join
I
us
love
on our
that.
socials.
I know for a fact we're going to have a Thanksgiving themed episode coming up.
Fuck yeah.
We
I
love
hope
to
so.
talk about whatever's happening recently.
And we love to talk about food
And poop.
Yes.
and poop.
Poop.
The
Just
result
downstream
of
from
food.
poop. Or food. Poop is downstream from poop.
Trickle down poop.
True facts.
At ImQuestionsPDC on Twitter and on Blue Sky, r/Important Questions Pod on Reddit, and the Important Questions Podcast on Instagram for all of your other shit. Hey, we're on YouTube now too, so you can subscribe to us there. And I wrote a little note here that I was supposed to say at the beginning of the show, but I'll say it now. Cue up episode 6, Dave's 7th dump. And go ahead and listen to that one next if you haven't already, because that's the episode with the least amount of downloads. For some reason, the title Dave's 7th Dump didn't really appeal to the masses, and I can't figure out why. And finally, patreon.com/the important questions to support the show. $1 donation per month unlocks a bonus episode on the last Tuesday of the month that other non-donors don't get. So you either get no episode or you get a bonus episode. It's your choice. And it's $1 a month. You put in your credit card information once, and then it just auto drafts for indefinitely. And you kind of just forget that it's there. So I get that it's a lot of effort up front to make a couple of clicks.
You're not going to miss that dollar. Come on.
But in infinite future content, because we'll be around forever because of exponential growth. We have to produce more episodes next year than we did this year, because that's what the market demands. Any final thoughts,
Beholden to
boys?
The algorithm.
Yeah, when you
Nope.
said get at us on Blue Sky, it took me like 30 seconds to remember that Blue Sky was a platform, and I fucking run that one. So we're doing great things here, folks.
Let's get some reskates over on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That place is I don't know. I don't know if I like it any better than I liked Twitter. Like the engagement's fine because there's like 4 people that are pretty consistent, but like as a whole, the posters on Blue Sky seem just as shitty as anywhere else.
Yeah, you were just jerking it off last week. Be like, it reminds me of old Twitter, boys.
Because it does.
back in old
Because the
Twitter.
engagement's a little bit more consistent and genuine, despite it being smaller.
There's only like 4
But
people.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is. It's
Yeah.
me circle jerking with 4 people, just like this show.
Oh shit!
I like
Any
Blue Sky.
final thoughts, boys?
I don't have to see Nazi posts, and I can look at art all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Rico's going to the zoo after this. Rico, I hope you have a great fucking time. What's your favorite animal? What you looking forward to seeing?
My favorite animal.
They don't have elephants, so don't say that.
Shit.
Why don't they have elephants?
I don't know. They haven't had
Polar
elephants
bear?
for like 12 years.
Penguin? Polar bear? Penguin?
Dude, I'm with you on the penguins, man. Penguins kick ass.
Rico,
Penguins
yeah.
do kick ass.
jump in the polar bear thing and then see how much
Okay.
easier it is to get out of there compared to the gorilla container.
Okay. I will. do
Container?
that.
Container was the right
Container.
word. It sounds like they're in a thing of Tupperware.
Yeah.
they,
they poke
they're in a
holes it.
jar with a couple air holes and a stick.
We don't let me asking which zoo are you going to? Are you going to the well-known one in Chicago or the lesser well-known one in Chicago?
I don't know what that.
Not free one.
What's the distinguishing?
They could literally just Google it. It's
You can
Lincoln
come-
Park and
You
Brookfield.
can come hang out at Brookfield with me.
Is it Brookfield? Okay, Brookfield rocks.
There's this
Yeah,
guy
that's
walking
right.
around the zoo that's not saying a fucking thing. That must be Rico from the important questions.
Hey, if you're listening to this episode, go back in time 2 days and catch Rico at the Brookfield Zoo.
They see some guy at the zoo standing in front of the sea lions, just. Oh shit! It's Rico.
I think Brookfield's
Rico
the
signed
zoo.
my boobs.
Start signing all the birds in the bird exhibit. Just grabbing like a pigeon out of the cage.
Or like one of the many peacocks that just roams the ground loosely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just
They
take
have,
those home with you.
They've got in the penguin exhibit, they've got that room that has all like the information, and it's also got that glass thing where the water sloshes
Yeah.
down out of nowhere,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
a.
I always
love
like was it Brookfield that had like the room with like the bats that fly in it? It's like really dark and you just kind of like open the door and
I
think so.
That sounds
Yeah.
right.
I always like that room.
Yeah,
I like the Brookfield's monkey exhibit too is just fucking.
Oh yeah, the
phenomenal.
monkey house
Dope.
rocks. I
Dope.
love it so
it's
much.
so
But you got to make the
goddamn good.
choice. Do you go underneath the snake or do you go on the side? Because primates can make choices. Does anybody else remember that? That stuck out to me as a kid.
Oh.
Where like I had the
There-
walkway, it split in two. It's like which way do you go? And one of them has like the cutout of like a snake, and it's like, see, primates also make choices, and you made the wrong one because this one's got a snake.
I know outside one of the bird exhibits, there's like this thing that like kids can climb on. It's like it looks like the front of a bird with like the wings, and you can like press down on it to
Oh.
like try and flap the wings.
That's
And it's
cool.
like that's how much like it's trying to demonstrate how much strength it would take for you as a person to be able to like go airborne.
So they're saying a bird could probably kick my ass.
Pound for pound, probably, yeah.
Yo, Rico, you're gonna get one of those things where you like put a dollar in, and then you get one of the wax statue things.
Or a crushed penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, put 50
Maybe.
cents in and get one worthless penny back.
Yeah, I might do that. Yeah.
The
That
wax
seems
things were
wise
cool
financial
shit.
advice. Advice.
Par for the course, Rico. Put in 50 cents, get 1 cent back.
Yeah.
One
Typical,
worthless cent.
typical Rico financial advice, right?
Hey.
All right.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you boys and ladies, I guess, if you listen. Mostly wives of the show. Smitty's wife, Dave's wife. I don't know if any other women listen to the show. We'll see all of you guys next week for more of our fucking bullshit.